Hello, lovely people of Delco. This is Delco After Dark, talk show where nothing matters, in a world where nothing matters. We are here with Carl Park and your best host, the great what? It's a Frankie Biscuits instead?
Frankie F. and Biscuits.
Frankie Biscuits.
There you go.
Substitute teacher today, guys. Substitute teacher. Don't throw paper airplanes at her.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back. Did you enjoy your weekend? Did you have a good time? I'm talking to you guys.
Oh, happy
I
Monday.
work.
I don't know. Yeah.
Well, I could be
This is
talking
my
to everybody.
weekend.
Oh, really? What, you got like the Monday, Tuesday off? Is that sort of thing?
Yeah, this week I do.
That
This is my weekend.
that is my standard weekend over at the theater. Mine is offset from the rest of the world.
That's nice. It's,
Oh,
you
that's
gotta
not-
have the off the beaten path, is always the best way to go.
Well, it's always interesting to like be off from the rest of society, but that's the way we work anyway. I mean, some of our gigs start at what, like 10 o'clock. Although I don't think I can do those anymore. That starting at 10. That's a young man's game.
I play open mics, I usually go on at like midnight or later.
Oh man, I remember like not it wasn't the main point, but it was just the point at that point. It was the point at that point. So I went on at like I think 1 a.m. You got like one song, and by then you don't even care what you're playing anymore.
Yeah.
I like happy hour. Give me an hour or two, 5 to 7. That's my jam. Or
Dude.
like the 9 o'clocks. I like the early, 9 o'clock, midnight's a little too late for me.
Let me check. I'm a little low. Okay, thanks, sir. Hopefully that should work out for me. All right, so obviously we are down one Patty tonight. Where did he go? What happened? Well, we might find out later in the show. But right now, we obviously have Frankie Biscuits. How's it going, Frank?
What's going on, Carl? What's going on, Mike?
Yo,
What's going on,
yo.
Delco After Dark?
Ah, another week. Another week in what? How many weeks have we been doing this now, Mike? A couple, at least 2 or 3, right? Something like that.
Yeah, it's been at least 2 or 3, maybe a whole month at this point. Who knows?
I don't know, man. It feels like forever sometimes, but I enjoy it. I don't know about the rest of you people out there, but I look forward to this on like the Monday, Wednesday, Friday, sometimes Saturday nights, and
Yeah.
Oh, I
Like
just
Saturday.
yeah. Oh, especially
Saturday's like-
Saturday night. Sorry, go ahead.
Well, it's
You
like
go.
a time to have fun and just like do whatever,
Oh yeah, it's sort of like the laid back night. Although we can't be too laid back because we don't want to bump into Mark. Now tonight, for example, I don't think, unless I'm mistaken, I haven't checked the list. I don't think anybody's playing at 12:30. So if we go over a little bit, it should be okay. We play it loose and casual. In fact, someone, maybe one of you guys, pew 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 pew, maybe one of you guys will play after this show. Maybe.
Maybe.
See that? We got a definite maybe. It could happen.
Definite maybe. I'm a little tired. I've been working in the basement, so like my muscles are just, I've been like making weird positions all day long. So I don't know.
Oh, baby.
Yeah, I know. That's what she said.
Oh, that's nuts. Oh, what are we looking at? Okay, I'm sorry. I'm still checking the feed. I don't know if anyone's watching. Has noticed it's got a slightly new look to it. So you're going to see some stuff tonight that you don't often see. I might screw up some stuff. You never know.
Dad chat. That just sounds like it's a bunch of dads talking.
Well, the kind of lawnmower I like to use is a leafy green edge. With
I'm reversed again. Damn it.
he's reversed again, people.
You're in the fam yet? Is you're in the fam yet?
He's Frankie coming at us from the mirror. Whoa! What the hell is this? What was that?
Witchcraft.
All right, let's see if this is working. Now I'm upside down. This does this all the time.
Will, are you in there in the upside down, Will?
Oh my god!
All right.
Oh my god! Okay, that's great. All right, you got it.
Now it's not reversed.
Okay.
Oh, now I'm upside down again. What the hell?
Well, you're right side up for us.
Okay, I'm good.
No, but he was upside down in the. Oh wait, no, he's right side up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
no.
all right. At least I'm good for like a little bit of theatrics and some comedy,
This is
That's
true.
what it's
Well,
all about.
that was always the case, especially back in the coffee club. We should probably have you on once a week, like Lewis Black on old Daily Show for like a Frankie Biscuits coffee club moment. So, can you? I know you gave us a lot of coffee club stuff, like in your past stuff, and that's not the only reason we love you, although it is most of the reason. Let's be honest. But
That's how we met, Carl. So I mean, that's a big part of our, our friendship and our relationship. So
oh yeah, I mean, Guster alone. The only reason I know about Guster is from you, and everyone around me is sick of hearing about Guster for the past umpteen years. But can you recall, like, I don't know, any sort of coffee club moments you got in the top off the top of your head? I know I'm hitting you up here out of the blue, but
okay, any moments? I mean,
and I'll come up with one too. How about? I remember when you and I did. I think I posted it. You and I did tons of stuff together. I'd bring that hand Sonic in, and we'd come in, and you and I would beat the living shit out of it, but for each other's acts. Like you would do, like your like Croce or what was that, like one cup of coffee or whatever shit like that, and I would just be back there just hammering the shit out of it, and then we'd switch, and I'd do Elton John or some crazy '80s medley or some shit, and you'd be back there, just going to town on just the funnest time ever. It didn't matter if there were like 5 people there or 50 or just the puppet master watching us. It was just the funnest time ever.
yeah, sometimes the nights where it was just like too many people, you couldn't move. It wasn't really enjoyable. The nights where it was like, just the right size, like the Goldilocks of nights, not too hot, not too cold.
Well, I remember before it had the back room built on. I mean, that's going way back where everything was sort of squished in the front. That's when I first stopped by. Well, actually,
Yeah, look at this. Holy shit.
Uh-oh.
I got this on my pegboard. We had our resident photographer, Mr. Macon, June Macon's dad, and that's when the stage was not in the back.
Wow, that's pretty cool. That's ancient, dude. What are you, like 12?
Yeah, right. Probably like 16 or 17 there.
Aww.
But the one memory that I had, Carl, I mean, I think the one thing that made the coffee club like the social hangout that it was the front patio that it used to have. I mean, it kind of got squished. Diego's kind of had to make that handicap entrance in the place. But when people were just hanging out outside, guitars, just like 30 people on the whole, everybody would be just chilling outside. There'd be no audience inside. Like we almost wanted to have the stage outside or even in the front of the building, just so it would be a little bit more cohesive, having the stage all the way in the back. It was great for having the bands, squish all the bands in the back. But if you had like a really good songwriter and you wanted to feature them, it was hard unless you had like, I was thinking about putting a camera and a video monitor in the front window, but that front patio, I mean, I think that was like the hit. I think that's what on Friday nights, people, when the weather was nice, they just wanted to hang out, drink coffee, and play a little guitar.
Yeah, remember the people that actually lived there used to chase us off. They'd be like, people actually live here.
Yeah, the apartment above, you couldn't block the front door. As long as you didn't block that front door, they were fine, but.
Yeah, but
Block the box.
Oh yeah, we sit out there because you'd watch someone play something and you'd be like, do I feel like playing? Do I not? So you'd go out front and you'd kind of practice something for a little bit and be like, okay, I guess I'll play that, or and there'd be like a whole separate sort of concert going on out front almost. You know? And as opposed to Picasso's, let's say, like when Picasso's built their stage, when Picasso's was in the front, it was awesome because you'd have the window like Stevens, you could play to the street a little bit, you could play out, you could do this. But once they put the stage in the back, which I know why they did it, and it was awesome, but then you'd go on, everyone would go for a smoke, and you would literally, I don't know about you, Frank, but I remember vividly playing to absolutely no one in that back room, and it's just like...
Especially if you're a non-smoker, like, you watch everything. You had no reason to really go outside unless you just wanted to catch your breath, Carl. But like, everybody's pretty much smoking cigarettes. I think Tom Curtis was smoking cigarettes like when he was like 16. I don't know about that, but I might have made that up. But
I would never let the truth get in the way of a good story, ever, ever. We're gonna go to break for a second, and when we come back, we got a special guest. So
yes, Kirsten will be joining us, and it'll be great.
Yeah, see you in just a little bit, Delco. go. Mike, I'm going to let you take this one.
Oh, hey, welcome back, everybody. We are here with Kirsten, and we are going to have a jolly good show today, with or without Patty.
Well, he does exist. He is somewhere. He's just not here at the moment. Welcome, Kristen. Welcome to Delco After Dark, the place that, it's not the, we like to hang out and talk the Delco, music
It's the
scene.
place we are right now.
It is. It's right
It
here
is a
right
place.
now.
It's the happening place.
Yeah, and this, of course, is Frank Biscotti. He's sitting in last minute for us, for Patty. Thank you so much, Frank, for joining us for this show. Okay, let's start it off with the standard. Let's start off with the standard question. How did you stumble across the Delco quarantine site? What brought you to it? Did someone send you there? How'd you find it?
I can't remember how I first heard about it originally. Somebody posted or invited me to it. I can't remember who, but yeah, I saw it. I think originally, so I saw that Fergie's open mic, they were doing an online thing, and then I saw Delco happened right away, and it's been so wonderful to have this as an outlet to just to hear other people, just to connect with other people at all. It's been very necessary.
Amen
It's
to
crazy the
that.
people you meet. Yeah, I mean, you never think you meet people in quarantine, right?
Yeah.
It's
Well,
so
that's the
interesting. Yeah, the way that we've been connecting, even though we've been apart. There have been other quarantines in history, but certainly this has never happened.
No.
magic of the internet,
Yeah,
for sure.
This is probably the most social quarantine ever, I would
ever.
imagine.
Yeah, we really have had it maybe a lot easier.
Yeah,
Most
I've
social
probably.
quarantine ever.
Thank you, comic book guy. I've probably met more people during this quarantine than I have probably in the past 5 years. I mean, I've gone from, not even joking, all the people in the Delco quarantine, and we're meeting people from Tucson and New Jersey and Maine
Yeah.
and socially distant fest and you, and it's kind of crazy.
We're all coming together.
It's nice to think that something actually nice came out of all this.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I haven't, I've been thankfully, pretty stable throughout this, and been just trying to help as many around me as I can. I've been really grateful for the opportunity. I really needed the time to get back into my music, and having the open mic was really crucial for that. It was really helpful, just to have a platform to share on, and in the comfort of my own, which is where I want to play anyway. I'm kind of like a homebody in the first place. So the online thing kind of works for me.
So, had you taken a long time off from playing? Had you taken a break, you think?
I was kind of playing, I was playing a bit more. I had taken a few years off. Well, I was injured, was part of it. I wasn't able to use my right arm at all for at least a year, but it was really out for about 2 years. I had a nerve injury, and it was really painful and just awful. And then even when it started coming back, there would be a twitch that I couldn't control. So coming back from all of that and reteaching myself how to do things was definitely part of it. But I have been playing more. I mean, that was the accident. It was from a car accident. That was in 2012. So it's been a while.
Yeah.
But having the guitar, it's always been. I started playing when I was 16. So it's always been my emotional. That's what I do. That's how I express. So it was hard not having that and then coming back to it. And so it's kind of made my social situation just. I feel all kinds of ways about it. Sometimes it's great, and other times it's I can't do this tonight. But this has been nice. It's I can watch other people. I can stay at home. I'm comfortable here. I have all my creature comforts. I'm a Taurus, so I like that kind of thing.
Who are some of the people you've been tuning into?
Actually, Sean Gould I've been really enjoying his reading. And his guitar, his music is amazing as well. But I also love that he's been reading to us.
It's comforting, very comforting.
Yeah, that's been helpful. Who else? I saw August West on here. Of a lot of the people that I've been to, I haven't. I've known them before. Um, Laura Jean is somebody that I met that I did not know before, so that's cool. She seems really cool. Um, yeah, and even it's so funny too. Like even with all of the technology and stuff too, I I can kind of socialize myself only so much. Like even with technology, like there's that screen time thing where I need to take a break from it. But it is nice to know that like there's people that I can hear, people that I know, and um, you know, they can be a part of my day, my regular day.
Yeah, for sure.
You know,
Do you so after, quarantine or whatever, like I mean I guess people are starting to end quarantine now, but we all know this is not the end. So after once you're back in the swing of things, do you plan on going out and doing open mics, or do you think you're just going to continue to do live streams like even after the fact?
I hope that there's. I mean, I would love if we could find a nice balance. If we, I don't know, if like as a society we can manage that, because it's part of the thing that's so nice about it is that everybody is here.
Yeah,
When people
we're
stop
all
being-
connected.
yeah, when people start going out more, I don't know. But I think that maybe we'll see a mixture. I'm hopeful that we will. I know I was co-hosting an open mic in Mount Airy before this at the Grain Exchange. Um, so I'm hoping that that will, start going again. It'd be nice to see everybody. I have gotten together with a couple of people from there, a couple times throughout this just to kind of socially distance jam.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to more of that. I have been another thing that this has done for me is I've gotten my recording gear kind of I've been able to get my brain into that realm a little bit more, and so I'm kind of excited to kind of figure that out a bit better, and be able to kind of build with other people that way. um, I'm some kind of weird ambivert this way.
I feel that way too, though, for sure. Like, there's a lot of aspects I love about the Delco quarantine over like a regular open mic, because I am more comfortable in my home, like especially even watching other people.
Who's not
Like
comfortable in their home?
you can watch like Sean play and eat a sandwich or do like do the laundry or I've listened to people while I'm in the shower while they're playing. Can't do that in an open mic.
Definitely.
That'd be weird.
I do water in the grass. I was doing it painting. Like
I played out in my garden one day, and I've been randomly going live. I played at the beach the one day. I've been going to the beach a lot.
I missed that. You did a beach set? I got it. Where'd you do that on?
It's on Instagram. I actually did it because I hate that I have to do a separate thing for Instagram and Facebook. But I was Facebook heavy for a long time. So then I decided when I went to the beach, I decided to make it worth it for Instagram. So it's over there. It's up there. It was just the sunset and me in the background, but it was good.
That's awesome. That's really cool. I caught your socially distant set. I'm glad I tuned in. That was really cool too.
Yeah.
I'm glad you did that one.
Thanks. Yeah, that was I felt good about that. That was just I had just sat at my massage room that night and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna christen this.
Oh yeah, we all stopped by and checked that out, I think. I remember Mike and I were there.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. I sent it to Carl. I was like, because I showed Carl that website and he's in love with it now too. And like, so if we all infiltrate that site and we support each other, then we get even more people. Because I feel like Delco, not as many new people are tuning in. I noticed it's like we have a great strong base, but out there it's everyone in the whole world. So we can really Delco can reach people this way,
Yeah.
I was watching Tom's. Tom had a party. Tom Curtis had like sort of a party there. What was it, last night or?
Sammy Vile and Jim Tauscher.
That was crazy.
Sammy
They were like
Vile.
walking around, just having a good time, leaning into the camera. You could hear like the click of the bottle caps hitting the floor all the time. It looked like the funnest time ever.
I love that. Sammy Vile is someone that I don't think I knew before this. That he's amazing.
He's so good.
That whole family is like
I've gotten to
so
know him much
musical. It's
better.
like, yeah.
I mean, not personally, we haven't spoken, but like his music and just all of it, the puppets.
My introduction to Sammy Vile was pretty awesome. So I was at Cuddy's, and I had a few burrs, and it was my first time really watching him perform. And he comes out and he just does this really, from my memory, it was a couple years ago, really theatrical like presentation of him, and he's singing "White Rabbit" by Jefferson Airplane, and it just was a beautiful experience. He was just like, he was feeling it, I could tell, and we all were. And I was like, this guy is amazing. I was like, oh yeah, that's like Kurt's brother. Like we all know Kurt. This is Sammy. Oh, I like him more actually. I fell in love. Fell in love with Sammy Vile.
That's awesome.
Well, if Patty were here, I'm sure he would want to do something involving a number at this point, right, Mike?
Oh, a number.
Yeah.
Like 4 or 6?
Well,
Or somewhere in between.
Tie 3.14159.
Kirsten's like, what the hell are they talking
What
about?
is going on right now?
Well, they all just saw it, but we do a top 5 every night. So tonight's top 5, and we may have done this before, I don't know, but we're going to do it again because you're new and you haven't been on before. Are you specifically, Kirsten, what are your top 5 favorite bands of all time?
Top 5 favorite bands of all time. I've followed more songwriters than bands. Ani DeFranco has, of course, been huge in my life since I think I was 16 when I first discovered her, and she comes from Buffalo, and I grew up about 2 hours from Buffalo.
It was a bummer that Patty's not here. You guys could have nerded out about Annie DeFranco. He loves her.
You sent me that other one, and I was like, oh, did you send me this because you mentioned Ani?
I actually didn't. No, that's funny as hell. That was a synchronicity there for sure.
Yeah. So yeah, a lot of it's like female singer-songwriters. Ani DeFranco, Tori Amos was big for me.
Wow.
Is Regina Spektor. Yeah. Yeah. I wish that I could play the piano. I first learned on piano and then I switched over to guitar. But basically anybody who can play the piano is amazing to me.
Well, that would certainly be Tori Amos.
Yes, yeah. Tori Amos. Who's another one? Regina Spektor. And there's Fiona.
Fiona Apple?
Yep, it's going to be a lot of female singers.
It's Suzanne Vega was yeah, she was playing live today up in New York, and I caught a bit of her set, which I'm a huge Suzanne Vega fan.
That would have been cool.
Yeah, I ran lights for her once she came to. I work at a place called Longwood Gardens. With these guys are sick of hearing about it. I don't care. I ran lights for her show once, and I'm a huge fanboy, and I really, really had to rein it in to not just go like, Suzanne, I'm your biggest fan ever.
Yeah, sometimes I think about what I would do if I met Ani. And of course, at different times in my life, this answer has been different.
Of course, yeah.
I think at this point, I'm much more capable of carrying on like a regular conversation.
Well, when you're younger, it's like you worship the ground they walk on. You're like,
I pray for myself every day.
So you have one more, though. You do have one more.
I have one more? Let me see. My cat Bernie is crying. Let me see, another band. I grew up around a lot of Deadheads. And so I ended up listening to the Dead. I have an appreciation. I genuinely like the Dead.
Oh, Patty's going to be kicking himself now. Patty can talk to Dead for an hour.
um, but yeah, I enjoy once I started like venturing into other realms. I think yeah, the more lyrical. Oh, I'm gonna mention Don McLean.
There we go.
Yep.
I'm about Miss American Pie.
First song I learned was American Pie.
Lit.
I
That's one of the
learned
first songs I
it
remember hearing.
because it has a ton of chords.
Mm-hmm.
And I figured if I can learn all of these chords, then I can certainly break it down and do my own thing, which is what I did. That's how
I see a lot of those artists you mentioned in your writing, so it all makes sense. Like, you know, female singer songwriters, like you have that energy too of it, like that, like angst and like power, a lot of power with what you do. So that's cool.
Yeah. Thank you.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah, Patty. If you talk about the dead, Patty's somewhere going. Oh, I could talk to dead. He loves to talk
Probably
about the
is.
dead. Probably is. Yeah, that's true.
I'm super grateful for that influence in my life. Definitely.
We're grateful.
I'm grateful for the dead.
Zing. Let me think of another question. What is your songwriting process like, or what's it been like lately?
Songwriting process. Well, first I have to be super emotional, so that's easy. That's step one. And then I have to calm down and just figure it out. It's just write. Usually the guitar, the music, and the lyrics happen at the same time. Or I'll come up with some kind of melody on the guitar. Usually I'll just pick it up and I'll start playing, and like whatever that thing is, it just kind of happens. And then it either sticks and I work with it. I might play my most recent song I wrote a couple weeks ago. I don't know if it was even that long ago. It's pretty fresh. But I was hanging out with a few friends, and I did that. I just picked it up and just started playing a thing. But I remembered it, and somebody else is actually Adonis is my friend. She's somebody up in Mount Airy. You should check her out. She's amazing too.
I've heard of her, I think.
Yeah, she's around. She's amazing. And so we were playing, and she was kind of spitting some words to what I was playing, and I was like, "That's really cool," but we couldn't remember what she said, of course, later. So then I kind of kept sticking with it, and then and I talked to her about possibly co-writing on this. There's room to co-write in it, but it's just I was able to kind of put words to what I was feeling through that. And the words just kind of start flowing. Like once I have the rhythm and the basic meter and the feeling, the words just happen, and it's a matter of just writing them down. And then playing it until I can't think of any other words in the world. It's more memorizing them, right? Like we all write so many songs, but they're all valid.
Well, I tend to steal from my own songs all the time. Like there'll be one that I rarely ever play, and I'll be like, that's a really good chorus that could probably end up somewhere else, and I will totally cannibalize my own stuff. That this works much better over here. No one's gonna hear that one, so yeah, I'm happy with this one now.
Yeah. Like a junkyard, a musical junkyard you can pull from.
Yeah, you just grab stuff. What always amazes me, and I guess everyone's like this too, in a sense, is that I am always madly in love with my new stuff. Some people like, something you've written like upwards of like, 20, 30 years ago, and they absolutely adore that song, want to hear that song. And you're like, no, I got this new thing. Yeah. Forget that other thing. They're like, no, we want the other thing. Play that thing.
I've moved on.
I've played that other thing, and that's just us. I mean, we're not even talking about like, an actual, like, a tour, like a stadium tour, like someone who's played, I mean.
I know. That seems. I wonder sometimes if I were to get to that kind of level, if I would dislike my music.
If you played it so much that it became a job to you, and you're just like, I wrote this, I love that. Yeah. This was born out of me. I want to kill it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's actually kind of a fear of mine. Maybe that's why I distance myself.
All right. So, okay, I got a question for all of you guys for this one. So, uh, let's say you write a song and it's you take whatever. We've all got songs. We're all songwriters here. So you take that one song, or you've got a couple, let's say, but one that this is it. This is me. This is everything that I am. I love this song. I love to sing it, and I haven't gotten sick of it. And someone else hears it and they want to buy it, but the caveat of buying it is you never get to play it again. Could you sell that song? And if so, what is the price that you would sell it for? Who wants to go first? I'm going to pick. Frank, you go first.
Yeah, we've done this one before. I think.
I don't think
Yeah,
we've
we
done it.
have.
On,
10
have we done
grand.
it on? Have we done it online? I think we've done it. We sat around last Saturday night and did it. I don't know if we did.
Maybe
It.
I don't remember if it was on a DAD episode or not, but I think 10 grand was the amount where we were like, I kind of like that song, but like 50 grand was like, yeah, I would give out, you can have Far, you can have Now.
Oh, you would give up. Oh man, I like playing far. I mean, and
I
that's just
don't
harmonica.
know. I don't know if I could do it.
It's hard, yeah.
It's a tough.
I'm
Your
not good at
baby.
I'm not good at following rules like that either. Like I just know myself.
Same. I'd be like, I
If I
can't play
feel
it,
it.
so now I want to.
Yeah, if I'm feeling it, I'm gonna play it. What's you know?
Well, that sounds like there's not even a price, and this goes out to everybody in the audience too, because I know half of you people are songwriters as well. What's the number? If I offered like Chris said, like if I offered you $500,000 to play one of the tunes you've written, but you could never play it again,
Well, so
that's
wait.
not going to
Is
happen.
this-
But
But,
I mean,
but is this like I personally can? I mean, I can do whatever I want in my living room.
yes, oh, absolutely. Or like, hanging around with your
But if
friends
I'm
at a
like
campfire.
if I'm at a gig or if I'm at an open mic, then
Yes.
no.
Nope, it's done. You can't play it online.
If I'm busking on the beach,
No,
Well,
no.
But you can choose the song, right? You can choose the song.
yeah. Well, no. They've chosen the song. They've chosen
They've chosen,
your
and of course
best
they've
song.
chosen a
yeah.
good one, right?
Oh
So
yeah. They didn't choose one of the ones you're like, I don't care about. No, they
the
chose
best
one.
one, half
yeah.
mil.
$500,000, your best one. I'd have to. That'll buy a house. That'll buy a
Yeah,
new
it's too, I
recording
mean, it's
studio.
too much. 56, dude. If I got 50 cleared in my bank account for a 3-minute tune, I'll write another one.
I feel like it proves how like stubborn I am about my music, though. Like, I could pay off my student loans, but I'm like, and these songs are probably not going to take me anywhere. Just for it's fun. But shit, man, I don't know if I could do it. I'm in the same boat as you, Kristen.
right? Yeah, I don't think I could. I don't think I could make that promise and keep it.
Mike, are you following the chat? What's Kevin saying? He's like, you bastard. Fuck that noise. Your jobs must not be that hard. I don't know what Kevin's saying, but
Does anybody ever follow Kevin?
I was gonna
I do. No, he's like,
No,
he'd
I'm
probably
Josh.
sell
I
his
love
shit in a
Kevin.
heartbeat. Is what he's saying.
there is, yeah, it would. There's one thing to debate it here as a hypothetical, but I think if someone actually wrote a check out and pushed it in front of me, oh boy, what a wonderful dilemma that would be, wouldn't it, guys? Wouldn't that be what an awesome problem to have?
If they told me it was like not the burrito song and maybe not Signal,
Oh, it's definitely the
Burrito song. It's burrito song.
It's definitely the
Campbell.
burrito
Yeah,
song.
it's like, and then somebody else also gets to like get that connection with the audience with your baby,
exactly. Like I know a lot of artists do that, like Prince.
and they're not going to
Happens
do it
every
justice.
day.
They're not
Every
going to
day.
do the same. It won't be the same song.
It's an existential crisis. Oh my God, that's the other thing. They're
I
probably
mean, they
gonna
might
fuck
do it
up.
justice. Maybe they would do a different version. That's still amazing, but like,
It's
still
not
not
yours.
And you could be in a bar one day, and be like, I wrote that song.
Yeah,
right,
shut
right.
up, Barney.
I'll be like, yeah, I did, and I was important. Look at all this money I have.
Well, at least I can buy everybody drinks. Yay!
Yay!
I don't know. I like that question. It's kind of an interesting thing.
It's an interesting question.
It's a terrible question.
You can have my catalog. I'll write more. I might not write any more good songs like that are that good.
Now,
Uh,
if I could pick the song and I could give somebody a song that I thought maybe was like, had good lyrics or like there was like this or that was good, and somebody else would then do their version of it that was whatever, however close, but probably like they could take it further. That'd be fine.
Oh, yeah, that's absolutely.
Agreed.
Hell, I've
Kevin's selling off songs in the comments. You can buy one for $500.
hot damn. Let's do it all Kevin night. Hey, we're coming up on a break. You can read below and see what's coming up next, and we'll be back here again in about like 3 or 4 minutes. What were you saying on the break, Mike? You guys were talking about something? Huh?
So we were talking about, how often we think we're going to get out during, after this. Is this kind of going to make us turn over a new leaf with being more social, because now we see what it's like to, not have really any social contact. And also, is this like a baby step, being in the group to get people out who normally didn't come out to open mics in general. So, I was saying Kirsten should come out, more often, especially the Manioc, great music hub.
Yeah. I mean, I think maybe it might. For me, I think I'll feel more comfortable because you've kind of, at this point now, you've kind of gotten to know you've gotten to know that more intimate side of people, and just like everybody's just, I'm hoping that there's going to be more general acceptance.
I hope
More
so,
empathy, I think, is what I think the main theme of like everything in the world right now seems to be like, can we manage that empathy factor?
I mean, Facebook's got that care emoji now.
Right, exactly.
Let's bring that care emoji into real life now too.
Well, they kind of realized they created a bunch of narcissist monsters.
Amen. And I'm guilty too with playing music on there. I'm just like, look at me, everybody.
No, I mean, it's part of us. There's enough people that enjoy it and are drawn to that and get sucked into it. It's hard to like hate on people for something like that, like sometimes people can suck, don't get me wrong.
Sometimes I can suck.
Exactly. Sometimes, I mean, there's been one day where I was not so much fun ever. Just kidding. Like 7 times.
Yeah, it's all part of the human condition, man. And but like Facebook does really give true narcissists like something to feed off of, and like right now I feel like empathy needs to reign through with understanding what people are going through throughout the world, and all the various things that 2020 has brought us, understanding fears and understanding oppressions, and I think we're all getting a little more understanding under our hats now.
I mean, it feels good to me when I can when I understand somebody else's point of view. It helps me understand the world I'm in, regardless of what I like.
Agreed. Hard agree on that one.
I'm able to wrap my head around it, and that feels better than whatever my head makes up before that.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like our heads always make up something when we don't know, Yeah. And then that assumption is usually wrong, for to some varying degree.
You guys are getting deep.
We get deep. This is what.
It's like really deep.
this is why like I hang out in bars and I'm like, so you want to talk about the universe? And people are like, yes, for a minute, and then they're like, wait, can we just be drunk? And I'm like, I guess we can do that.
Can't you do both?
I'm the same way. I go down a rabbit hole if I'm like, especially if my friend cannabis is involved. That plus alcohol, I'm getting real weird and introspective, and
it's funny. And with different groups of people too. I also find myself sometimes hanging out, where I can just be like, I can just drop all of that philosophy, heaviness, and just live, and then go home and think about all the things.
Isn't it nice to express it though? Like,
it is. Well, that's what music is. It's the bridge. That bridge. There's my last name means bridge.
Brug. How do you say your last name, by the way?
Brug. It's Brug. German. So there's bridges have always been kind of a theme. My dad also was a civil engineer, and he used to build bridges. He would design bridges. So it's always been like a theme in my life. I've always thought about this idea of connecting one thing to another, and I think it's shown up in my music a lot. And all the songs that I have that I'm trying to record properly, give them their due credit. A lot of them do have this theme of a bridge. I have a song called Stitch that's like that. It's literally like you're when I people have asked me like, how do you remember your lyrics to your songs? And It's kind of like a movie. It's like a picture. Like, and I just have to, and then I just kind of explain what I'm seeing, you know? And I've been down this path before, so I kind of know it, but like, but I see it's like a visual. I have a visual when I'm singing. And so with Stitch, it's like there's a canyon and I'm like throwing a line over to somebody, you know, that I've lost contact with, or that we burned that bridge, you know? And I've got a stitch for your tear when you're ready. I've got a button for the hole that you wanted to sew. So yeah, it's like that. And it's kind of like, if I throw it to you, you throw it back to me, we have a stitch, it comes closer.
I love that.
Yeah.
Awesome. And your last name is Bridge too. I mean, that's just everything's all the connections. And my last name
All
is
happening.
twice.
Your last name's a cookie.
No, it means baked twice in Italian, and it means twice baked.
Oh, okay.
That's what biscotti means.
Yeah. You put it in the oven, you
Really?
bake it, you take it out, you slice it, you put it back in, you bake
Yep.
it twice.
Mine is a car park.
We all know what mine is. Monica Lewinsky.
Oh, that's terrible.
I liked that, Mike. We were talking the other night about names, and my first name is Kirsten, and people often like don't know how to say that. It's a stumbling thing. I get it. There's Kirstens, there's Kristens. I've heard it all. But that's another reason I find myself having this conversation in bars a lot, just about how to say my name.
It's Kirsten. It's like,
Kirsten.
okay, Kirsten.
And I want to avoid saying it's like a curse, because like I don't want to introduce myself as a curse.
Well, I'm a scandal. It's okay.
But that's what you said the other day, and it actually made me feel better.
Frank's a
And you
bitch.
put
Hell
delicious
yeah.
on the end of it. Scandalicious, it's delicious.
You could be Cursalicious. That could be your music, your stage name. I've been cursed with many cakes in my room. There's a plague of cakes in my kitchen. This is
A
terrifying.
plague of cakes. That is a plague that I might welcome a plague of cakes, depending on the cake.
In another universe, that's the plague that they're getting. We're getting the,
Everything
coronavirus
else,
and police brutality plague over here.
The hottest year on record: locusts, murder hornets, super volcanoes.
What was it?
Toads.
Coke boars. I think I saw there was Coke boars were June, and
that's right. The coked up boars, which is definitely the name of at least a song, if not a whole band.
I like the
Of
gremlin
course.
going around where it's like July 2020 and they show the gremlin like going into the water.
I love that the memes have been fire this year because of everything.
Because we're all
the other
sitting here with
positive.
nothing to fucking do. Everyone's
There's some good music coming out too, guys. I mean, I've been listening to a lot of 2020 releases that are sounding pretty good. You know, even Tom's release that he did on his phone was, pretty darn good for just being on your phone.
Amazing. Quarantine. Let's go around. We should go around the circle and I don't know what recent music you guys listen to. If you guys are any people who keep up with anything, but is there anything in 2020 that you've heard that is either new, or if you don't really know any new music, what have you heard this year in general that really struck your fancy? Let's start with Carl. Let's go down to Carl. I mean, yeah, Carl, and then I see Kirsten is, and then we'll go clockwise.
Clockwise? Okay.
Yeah.
I got to put a shout out to our usual host. Is Patty. Patty's EP, that little 5-song EP that they put out. I picked it up on the day or after, and a lot of it we play during the breaks and at the top of the show. That thing's adorable. I love that thing. I listen to it every day, and not just because I work on the show. There you go.
Adorable.
Somebody that I've discovered during quarantine,
or just an album that's come out in 2020 that you like. I might know the answer, judging on
Well, Fiona did come out with that album that was just
should put money on
very
that.
thing. It was just the very thing.
It was fire.
Yeah, right down to she was giving back to the Native American tribes in the area where she recorded. I thought that was a wonderful trend that I would love to see pick up.
Empathy.
Oh, there's that word.
There's that word. I should have put money that you were gonna say that record because you mentioned Fiona earlier.
Yeah.
I was gonna say like that record's probably one of the better albums of the year in general. Like, let alone for someone who is into female singer-songwriters, like that's just like that album is gonna be put down as like, this is one of the top 10 any genre of the year. I think.
Yeah. Going back to the question before, I'm gonna also say Bjork because I don't want to leave her out because I couldn't.
And
we came this far, we can't leave her out.
She might be putting out some stuff. When was the last time she put out something pretty recent and it was amazing?
I don't remember anything recent from her, but I mean, there's probably something.
I know that she did. There was something about like when the wind plays somewhere, it plays something that she did. It's like something cool like that. Like I don't know. That might be totally off, but
I'm looking up her discography.
There's some weird like natural thing that's like Bjork inspired now.
Our last album was 2017. It's been that long. I felt like Utopia came out like pretty recent, but she'll be dropping something this year probably. Then I hope, because I heard that she was working on stuff.
I am so old, man. I still remember her debut, which was debut.
Yeah.
That was like 25 years ago. It was like 95, I think.
I was 14.
Love Bjork.
That's great.
Bjork's very important, I feel like, into the music landscape, especially like I love art pop music and dream pop, like art, like anything in that vein. Well, Bjork has.
She used to be in the Sugar Cubes before she went solo, right?
Yep.
Do I have that right? Yeah. I mean, we're talking now we're talking 30 years ago.
Carl likes to date himself in this
I
show.
do. I like to make sure people know how old I am.
But those are two very good answers, Kristen.
I want to say
Frankie, did you have one?
Wait, no, Kristen. What were you gonna say, Kristen?
Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead. I'll come. I think I was gonna mention a band called Rye.
Yeah.
Somebody that I have discovered in the last year, not this year. A friend of mine introduced me to them. They're an interesting band, kind of in that like otherworldly like pop.
Yeah, I've heard them. That's definitely.
Yeah.
That's my bag. I think Angel had them on a playlist that she shared with me, and they were on there.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, we gotta. Okay, Frank's got one, and then we have a special guest star coming in, so we gotta squeeze him in, man. So what do you got, Frank?
Yeah, I got a couple. I mean, other than Tom's, Tom Curtis's album, I would say Ozzy's album and James Taylor's album that came out I think they both came out in February. Ozzy's album was Ordinary Man, and James Taylor did a whole bunch of, video about, just biography about his life. So, I mean, they're doing a lot of nice documentation on James Taylor video wise recently. I've been checking some of it out. I haven't checked all of it out yet, so that's something I'm going to dive into a little bit once I get through my watching Always Sunny. That's my thing. I'm kicking in. I'm at season 5, so I'm watching the whole thing.
You're going through the whole thing? That's crazy.
Yeah. Yep.
Well,
I have one before you bring. I just want to mention one.
I just don't want to leave him out there. We may lose him.
Well, Shane already beat me to it, but I just want to shout out. First going to shout out Shane McMahon, but also RTJ4 motherfucker. RTJ4 Run the Jewels. Hell yeah. The new album, fire. Totally tackles everything that's going on right now. You like hip hop? That's the shit right now. Anyway, continue.
Mike is bringing it. He's selling the product. All right. We have a special guest star, but he's not really a guest star. You might know him as the guy who normally is doing what I do. Check him out. What up, Sideways boy? How you doing?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Hello.
Where are you? I can't
Bane.
see you.
We have Bane with us, ladies and gentlemen.
Good evening. Can you see? All right. We got this. Hello.
Hi, Tom.
Hello. What's up, guys?
Oh, hey.
Let me see if this works.
Both of y'all. I can see you. I had to scroll over to see you guys.
What's up? Beautiful. Beautiful. Good evening. How are we?
Where are your masks, gentlemen?
Oh.
We are at the house of John and Tara right now doing some grilling.
Oh, walk
The
us
host
around.
with the most.
Jim, will you say hi?
Oh, yo, hey. Hey, I'm still home quarantining.
Hey!
We get a little Jim Cunningham love. It's an all-star event, honestly.
I can't. Yeah. He's like the who's who of
Delco.
Delco quarantine over at his house right now. It's a gala. Oh, there's a Tauscher there.
What in the world?
Hi, Jim.
We got peeps all over. What's up, bro? We got Frank.
Hi, John.
How am I huge?
What up, dudes? We got
What's
Frankie. We
up?
got
Yo, yo.
Hello.
things. We're getting ready to jam a little bit. What's up, Kirsten? How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing well, doing well. Apparently, I'm out on location tonight.
We stole Patty tonight
You certainly did.
after dark.
Awesome.
Okay, he's doing it for the.
Sorry.
He's on a scene.
Go ahead,
He's on.
Scandal.
He's doing it. He's making it work.
He's on the beat.
What else?
Kid.
What else you
Beat
got out
kid.
there, Pat?
We're the world's largest air conditioner, and we're in the back. We're trapped in the vortex. All's right with the world. Can I go sideways? Can we do this? Is this right? Sideways. Is this real life? Ooh. I'm not. This is a good tell.
Yes.
There's a bunch of.
I see a smiling Frank and Scotty, so it seems like it's working out.
It is working. You guys are the right way.
We're doing all right. We're about to do some jamming.
Hey.
Do we have any late night performers on the Delco After Dark late night?
Oh
You
yeah,
guys should do it live.
these
You
two
should do
guys.
it.
Beautiful. Well, we might hop on. Maybe we'll do a little stream late in the evening.
Oh, that sounds awesome, man.
Do an all-star set, yeah.
Hell yeah.
Thanks for stopping by. We're gonna see you on Wednesday, right?
You guys wouldn't guess who else is here.
Take
But
around.
it might take a minute to figure it out, but there's a couple other people in there.
Oh, they've already been.
What is going on?
Just broke the internet. They broke the internet.
Oh, there
we
he
saw
is.
those two.
There he
I thought
is.
there was another,
Man of the hour.
So
That dude's
Godspeed.
gonna stay,
Oh, this is beautiful. I
This
don't
is
know.
actually
having this
hysterical.
somewhere in the dumpster there.
Guys, this is unprofessional. Let's get down to business.
Yeah, this feels like the Blair Witch Project a little bit.
I fuck with it. I fuck with it heavy.
I should just. Well, I'll just go.
Let's,
Anyway, did we get a Mike Scandal song yet tonight? Or are we still?
No, we're gonna do that any minute now.
Does this fuel the lyrics for a scandalous moment?
I believe it
Well, we
does.
should see if our guest has any last things to say if we're wrapping up.
This is true.
Kirsten, I'm so upset I wasn't here.
Kirsten,
Killed
by the way, fam.
Do I have anything else to say? I don't know. I could play a song, or we could.
Yeah, why don't we have Kirsten play the ending song tonight?
Wow, that's okay. Wow,
Putting her on the spot, Mike.
That's really putting her on the spot, dude. So for her to create a song out of thin air like that?
No,
Oh, there she goes. Good,
She can play whatever
yeah.
she wants. Like, it doesn't have to be.
I can't create a song out of thin air. I'm not good like that.
Mike is the only one on the planet who can do that shit.
But I can play it.
Mark Ribier. Mark Ribier does it way better than me. However, as Kirsten can play. See, I did it now too. Fuck. Kirsten can play whatever song she wants because she's perfect. She can end out the night.
Side note, I believe I ever actually said Kristen. I definitely went for Kirsten.
You went Kirsten and I went Kristen.
Charging battery.
We went both ends.
It's a curse. See what I did there?
I give that a 10.
Oh, let me see. I have to cheat.
We all cheat.
All right, I'll play you the song that I just wrote because it's the one that's most recent, and so it's most relevant to how I'm feeling right now, and maybe it'll connect with you.
And then if you wanted to do a second one, Melissa had a good idea. Do you know any Ani DeFranco to play one for Patty?
You know, I have a good one. I have to reach
You do a twofer. There's no one scheduled up next. Do a twofer.
I haven't played it in a long time. I'm gonna give it a shot though. I'm gonna play this one first though. Can you hear it?
Yeah.
Walk away, away you go. Won't listen to what I say. All you do is tell me what you know. It's the same old story I heard you tell. Same old worry coming round as well. Shine a light on yourself. What's there to see? You afraid of your own shadow? Come on now, tell me. We all got love. We all got love. We all got love. Walk away, walk my way. Away we go. If you only listen to the words I say, I'm gonna take care of that shadow. Shine a light on yourself. What's there to see? You frame your own shadow. Come on now, tell me. You all got love. You all got love. You all got love. What I've got here so far. I do think there's room in there for some collaboration.
Oh, very nice.
That's the beauty of it.
Yeah. All right. So, Ani.
What is that? That's a cat. He's got a cat on. We got time for one more, and then we're going to wrap it up. So what you got for us?
There's 4 cats.
I like that cat, Pat. That's a cool cat.
Oh, hello.
My tuner's going crazy.
Oh, I thank you. You know, I'm going to use this moment in time to remind people. Thank you, Mark, for reminding me to remind people. And Mike, you should have reminded me to remind Mark to remind people that tomorrow is the massive 2-hour. Yes, right. It's the massive 2-hour Delco Fest. It's like Mike, which goes into. Wait, I want to get
6 o'clock.
Yes, and that which goes into. Is it Lisa first and then Mark, or Mark then Lisa?
So it's me, and then I think it's Mark, and then I think it's Lisa. Let me bring it up.
Yeah, please.
I think it's you.
We want to get it right. I don't need Mark yelling at me after the show. We need to get this right.
Basically, at 6 p.m. tomorrow, you should stop whatever you're doing and tune in for a couple hours of music, and it's going to be awesome.
That's awesome.
Let's go look at the lineup, shall we?
Yeah, it's like I'm not saying that you got the best of the best there, but you know, with Mark as the anchor man, it's kind of the best of the best. Come on, let's be honest.
guys. I don't know if this is going to work.
Well, what's up? Is tuner go crazy?
It's going, yeah, it's like not picking up anything. I even tried muting everything.
I just conversation about how Ani DeFranco's tunings are just wicked crazy.
I mean, I'm really just trying to do drop D. It's not that complicated.
Trying to get heavy with it.
If I practice.
If they're nylon strings
Nylon,
can
yeah,
be tough.
nylon also. Yeah, let's try that.
So it's me, Mark, Lisa, Carl, and then it goes into like, I don't know Brian, but Brian seems cool. Ari, no Ari.
I think I got it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
She's got it.
All right.
All right, play us out.
Not quite right. Squint your eyes and look closer. I'm not between you and your ambition. I am a poster girl with no poster. I am 32 flavors and then some. And I'm beyond your peripheral vision. So you might want to turn your head. Someday you might find you are hungry and eating most of the words you just said. Both my parents taught me about goodwill, and I have done well by them. Still sometimes they find that, so you turn off their porch light, just though I would think they were not home, and I sit in the dark. Oh, I messed it up. Whoa, whoa, hey, hey, oh, hey, hey, oh. Oh, hey, hey, oh, hey, God help you if you are an ugly girl. Of course, too pretty is also your doom. Cause everyone harbors a secret hatred for the prettiest girl in the room. And God help you if you are a phoenix. You dare to rise up from the ash. 1,000 eyes will smolder with jealousy. You are just lying. And I never tried to give my life meaning. I deem needing you. And I would like to state for the record, I did everything that I could do. And I'm not saying that I am a saint. I just don't want to live that way. No, I will never be a saint. Oh, I will always put your eyes and look closer. I'm not between you and your ambition. I am a poster girl with no poster. I am 32 flavors and then some, and I'm beyond your peripheral vision. So you might want to turn your head. Someday you might find you are starving, eating all of the words that you say. Oh, oh, hey, hey, oh, hey, hey, oh, hey, oh, oh, hey, hey, oh.
Yay, that was pretty good.
Yeah.
Thank you. you for that. I had forgotten that I knew that song, so I think it's a good way
You dug it up pretty seamlessly.
to dig it up. Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
Let's wrap it now.
that was our mic moment, done by
Let's
guest
wrap it
star
now.
Kirsten.
Yay.
Let me put this on regular view for everybody.
Thank you guys for giving me the opportunity to hang out with you and chat a bit and play some tunes.
Thanks for joining us. You definitely are the kind of person we wanted on here, like singer-songwriter.
Oh yeah.
And you also sang and played for us, so that's even better. So
On the spot. That was pretty ballsy.
yeah.
Yeah, Mike just threw you out there. Hey, you can play.
Well, you said you were down to play a song, and I was like, well, instead of me playing, because I play every time, and it's always I didn't have anything in mind anyway. So I always like sum up the night with like an improv song. But I was like, well, let's do something different. Like you have your guitar readily available.
Yeah.
Let's rock.
Yep. It's just right here. I've been trying to keep it that way lately.
Nice.
Keep it nearby when ideas blossom.
We've been to the beach a few times.
And Frankie, we can't forget Frankie for joining us in tonight, filling late,
Yeah.
like 11th hour.
Anytime, guys. Anytime. You call me. I'm normally around.
Frankie, you're like the third or the fourth, I guess. There's three of us. The fourth, member of the Delco After Dark team.
I'm the fourth wheel.
Yeah.
He's actually a moderator on the site, and he was like, "Why does it say Delco After Dark when I post shit?"
When I reply to people's comments, yeah, I can't figure out how to switch it on mobile. I'm sure I can get it to switch on desktop, but I haven't figured it out on mobile yet. So.
And of course we
cool.
got the lovable Patty, who's muted at the moment. Maybe he'll. There he goes.
There he goes.
There he goes.
We got going over here. I didn't want to interrupt during Kristen's incredible performance. 32 Flavors, one of my favorite songs. Seen her performed a bunch of times.
I love her live. She's amazing.
She's incredible. She's a top 5 artist all time for me. I love her. And I got Taylor here, quarantine open mic founder.
JT.
But look at those guys off doing awesome stuff. Look at that.
Nice. Looks like the party's just starting.
Nice.
You guys should definitely go
Like
live.
fun. I remember fun.
I
remember going out and playing places and having fun.
Fun, it's kind of foreign to me at this point. Fun is still kind of. But
no, I've had lots of fun. It's just different fun.
It's different. Different fun. Good stuff, guys. Well, I'm gonna sign off for now. You guys are amazing. Love you all. And yeah. Onward and upward. Onward and
see you Wednesday, Patty.
Yeah, maybe you'll see us on stream. Who knows?
Yeah. See you
Go
guys.
live, yeah.
Peace.
Peace
Bye.
out. Hey, thanks for tuning in tonight. Final word, I guess, is we're doing what is it, the Super 2-hour thing tomorrow night with me and Mike and Lisa and Mark and Kirsten. You got anything coming up? You playing any place, live or virtually, like in the next week?
Nothing is scheduled.
What? There's so many empty slots.
I know. Well, I'm bad at that. I'm bad at knowing when I'm gonna be in the mood.
You know what? I got to agree with you. I love the socially distant one because you just go on and play. I kind of don't like being tied down to a slot. I worry about it all day, so I understand it. I understand it.
You know what I do? I do appreciate so much though that the live streams, like, they stay on there and people can rewatch it later. They can catch it. They can catch the replay, and I think that's been just so crucial in us getting to know each other's stuff. Because I hardly ever am really on. I don't know. When I'm like ready to do it, but if I see somebody's replay, sometimes I'm like, oh, I missed that person. That would be really cool to catch their thing. And
it's a great learning tool. I always go and watch it sometimes just to see how I can make it better the next time.
Right, and go watch yourself so that you can kind of, oh, what did I do there? How can I? It's like, I don't know. I was a theater growing up, and I used to really benefit from people videotaping me so that I could see what I was doing, so I could see what I was doing with my body and fix it. So I think I kind of just got used to being able to see myself back, and yeah.
It's important. Do you ever one last question. Do you ever go back and watch your stuff after a set where you didn't feel too good about it? And then you're like, wow,
I
actually that
watch
was
it
pretty
all.
good.
I watch it all.
Or, like, you ever
that's
like
tough.
think you did better than you actually than you thought you
Yeah.
did when you.
Yeah, I'm not as awkward as I thought, or I mean, occasionally I'm exactly as awkward as I thought. And I just have to be like, well, that happened. I won't do that again.
Gracefully
You know?
awkward.
It's a
Yeah.
constant learning process, especially here online.
But I don't know, it's helpful. When it comes down to it, most of the time it's not really as awkward as you thought.
And everyone's awkward, so even if you were awkward,
That's so
you're
comforting.
interpreting it that way,
It's
and
so
everyone else is
Doing a
like,
lot
We're
of stuff
all
at once. It's
weird.
hard to not be.
yeah.
It's like, can you do this? Can you can you hit your head and rub your stomach? Well, then add like 6 more appendages, you know. It's like that's what it's like being online, live
talking about
streaming,
that
playing,
earlier.
singing, you know, it's like all this
Oh, it's
stuff,
tough
you know.
just to get the camera working. Frank was upside down for just before starting.
It's a stupid software I have. I got to find stuff that's free.
Finding the right angle sometimes is not, it's like the hardest part.
Yeah, I heard that. Heard that.
Well, Kristen, I'll tell you what. For tonight's online, and for every online thing we do for Ducko After Dark, I was awkward all night, so you didn't have to be, because you weren't awkward at all tonight. I'm awkward for everybody during this. That's just what I do. That's why I'm here. I soak up all the awkward, and
you do it so well.
I try. I try to like give awkward a good name, you know, kind of like Michael Cera did like in the last decade.
All right,
Someone's
people.
got to do it.
Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you Wednesday night.
See you Wednesday.